we just did confirmation level changes with also target in depth transitions, right? So whether you realize you were doing that or not, that's a little bit different skill to work, because obviously you can do the old shoot from 5 yards, shoot the A zone, and then shoot the credit card, right? Which requires a little bit different of a confirmation change, which we're gonna do, but it's not the same as a target in depth, right? It's easier to pick a credit card at 5 yards than it is a 25-yard A zone at speed, right? So you need to be able to be playing with those different things, because although it kind of works the same stuff, it's not apples to apples, right? So we need to work that. But now we're gonna start working some different stuff. And all we're gonna do is lateral target transitions. But what you see is we have 3 targets here, but they're all the same what? Difficulty, yeah, right? Like when we had the target transitions in depth, I progressively made them harder and harder, right? Mainly to force confirmation level changes and get countability. So with this, it's like, this is a fucking hoser, man, right? We got 4 or 3 open targets, and there should really get the same confirmation level. Now, where you're gonna see where a lot of instructors will talk about this is they'll refer to this as like cadence shooting, right? You ever hear that? Like, hey man, the gun should be running into cadence. That is actually not what's happening, all right? So, it sounds like a cadence, but I'm not shooting in a cadence, because cadence perceives that I'm pressing the trigger regardless, because I'm shooting in a rhythm, right? No, this is just going to be perfect execution of the exact same visual confirmation and letting go of it precisely. And since they're all the same distance spread apart and the same difficulty, it sounds like a cadence. But I'm not shooting in a cadence, that's just me applying what we're doing correctly, right? If I start spreading different targets, different areas, right, it'll sound different, right? You hear guys talk about throttling up, throttling down. You're not purposely throttling up or down, right? But there's a time delay because it requires more visual information to be accountable, right? So I think words are important, and I think it confuses people when we talk like that. So it's important that you understand that this is gonna sound like a cadence, but it has nothing about me trying to shoot in a rhythm. It has everything to do with me being disciplined to shoot the exact same visual confirmation level consistently, and exiting out of targets and entering into targets the same way across the board. Does that make sense? All right, so dude, we're gonna tier this like all the drills, because I tier them for you guys, so when you're having a problem with them, you know exactly where to go back to fix that. And a drill like this really requires no actual shooting skill. It requires immense amount of fucking vision, precision to do at speed, especially when you start just running it, right? Because it will look like I'm just coming across the targets, but the gun actually stops for like 1/100th of a second, maybe closer to 1/10, right? And then gets out of there. I'm not sweeping the targets, right? But the way I build that skill to be able to do that very fast is just do it the same way we did with the depth, right? Train my eyes to get there quickly.